Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at Bounty Hacker. So let's get started. I've already deployed the machine and this is our target IP address. You are boasting on and on about your elite hacker skills in the bar, and a few bounty hunters decided they will take you up on claims. Prove your status is more than just a few glasses at the bar. I sense bell peppers and beef in your future. Okay, deploy the machine. I've already done that, so we can mark this complete. Find open ports on the machine. I believe I'm already connected to the VPN, but let's test it. Let's ping. Okay, we are connected. So let's run an Nmap scan. Before that, let me save our IP address as a variable so we can use the variable instead. Let's do IP 165 export IP. Okay, so SV stands for version, SC is for script, A is for aggressive, T is for time, like how fast you want the scan to run, and dash ON is the flag we use to save the scan in a text file. So let's take a look at the question while the scan is running. Find open ports on the machine. What the task list? What service can you brute force with the text file found? Okay, the scan is done. As we can see, we have 3 ports open: FTP, SSH, and HTTP. So we can take a look at the HTTP and the Apache. Before I do that, let me do NC. That should be, oh, not NC, I mean curl. Okay, so we can see that we send a request and we receive a response. We do have a message. Spike, oh look, you're finally up. It's about time. 3 more minutes and you are going out with the garbage. Jet, now you told Spike here you can hack any computer in the system. We'll let Ed do it, but we need her working on something else, and you are getting real bold in that bar back there. Now take a look around and see if you can get that root. If you can get that root the system and don't ask any questions, you know you don't need the answer to. If you're lucky, I'll even make you some bell pepper and beef. And Ed, I'm Ed. you should have access to the device they are talking about on your computer. Edward and In will be on the main deck if you need us. 5. So we can actually visit the website. So this is the same message we got when we did the curl-v for verbose. So this is the same thing. I mean, we have Spike, Jet, Ed, Faye, Edward, and In. Too many user. Potential username, I should say. Let me check the page source. Well, nothing. Well, that is the same thing we saw. Okay. Nothing there. We can take a look at the FTP because we saw that FTP is open and we are allow anonymous login, which means we don't need credential, just the anonymous username, and we don't need a password. So we can take a look at that to see if we have anything there. We can do FTP, the IP address, anonymous. Perfect. Now we can do ls to list the content. Now we can do mget star to download everything. Okay, let's stop that. Let's do active. Is it active? Where? Let me see something. Let me exit out. Okay, so now we download both of text file. I don't know why that mget didn't work, but anyway, we got the file anyway. Now we can exit out. Let's go back to the questions. We see what the task list. Let's take a look at that. Let's see. We can mark this complete. Let's take a look at the task.txt cat. Protect vicious. Plan for red eye. Pick up on the moon. Len. So Len will be the person who wrote this. So we can type Len. What service can you boot first with the text file found? Let's take a look at lac.txt cat. Okay, that appeared to be a list of password. Red dragon everywhere. Okay. I mean, we do have SSH open, so we can try to brute force that. Not like we can brute force FTP because we already have anonymous login. So let's use Hydra -L for the username since we know it's Len. Capital P to specify the word list. We can use LAX and SSH, the IP address -T6. hopefully that works. Let's see. Okay, perfect. We do have a password for Lynn for SSH, which is Red Dragon Syndicate 3. So now we can, let's see, what service can you boot first with the text file found? That will be SSH. What is the user's password? That would be Red Dragon Syndicate 3. So now, what is the user flag and with the root flag? Okay, let's go. Let's log in as Lynn using SSH Lynn, the IP address. Copy. Paste. Okay, so we are in. We can see we are Lynn at Bounty Hacker, and we are on the desktop directory. Let's list content. That's the user flag. We can do a cat user txt. So this is the flag for the user. Crime Syndicate 3. Copy. Submit. So now root.txt. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look around. Let's do ls.la to see. Let's go back to root and through this. I cannot even know we won't be able to go to the root directory. Yep, permission denied. Let's see. Can open that, permission denied. Okay, I don't think we have anything. Alright, so let's see what, let me go back. Let's see what privilege that Lynn has. We do know the password is Syndicate, Red Dragon Syndicate 3. So user Lynn may run the following commands on Bounty Hacker: root bin tar. So tar is the only thing that we can use as root. So let's see if there's a way we can use that to our advantage and get an upgrade shell, or maybe a root shell or privilege shell. So let's go to GT. I believe it's GT open. I think. Yep. Oh well. GTF opens. Now let's type tar. Okay, we do have one. Let's do sudo. So shell it can be used to break out from restricted environments by spawning an interactive system shell. So we can use this to get a good shell. So, okay, let's copy this. Oops, nope, not that. Let's go back here, let's clear the screen, let's paste that. Nope, not that. Let's run that as sudo because that's the only thing we can run with sudo, which should give us elevated access. Even though we have removing leading / from member name, we still have root shell. If I type wami, root. Let me try to explain what this whole thing is doing. So tar is used to extract or creating archive file, and then dev null to dev null, meaning we're trying to extract dev null into dev null, which is not doing pretty much anything because dev null is pretty much a directory where we send garbage that we don't want or we don't want to see. Checkpoint equal 1, meaning that the first file that checkpoint 1 pretty much mean that, well, let me see what checkpoint 1 does. Okay, checkpoint 1, this option instructs tar to output a message after every file process, but since we have one, that means that after the first file it will move to checkpoint action and execute the bin shell. So pretty much what this whole thing is doing is trying to extract dev null into dev null, and after the first file to display a message, or I think display a message. So set to 1 minute process 1 file. Yeah. So the checkpoint 1 will just process 1 file, and after that the checkpoint action after processing 1 file is to run the bin shell. Pretty much we're going to try to extract dev null into dev null, which doesn't do anything, and checkpoint 1 means we're just gonna process 1 file, and after processing that 1 file, and this is the action that's gonna take place, which is to execute the bin shell. And since we're running this as sudo, so meaning this whole thing when it run, so whenever the action equal exec run the bin shell, that we're gonna get a shell with elevated privileges. Hopefully that makes sense. So now if I go back to, I'm not gonna try to stabilize the shell. I'm just going to go to cd root ls cat root.txt, and this is our last flag, which is bounty hacker. Let's copy this. Okay, so for anyone who didn't understand what the tar is doing. So this is what all the flag is doing. So sudo, this command is one with sudo, which evaluates the user privilege to the root user. tar is the standard utility for creating and extracting archive file. In this case, we are trying to archive devnull into devnull, which doesn't do anything. Checkpoint 1, this option instructs tar to output a checkpoint message after every file process. However, in this case, it's set to 1, meaning only one file will be processed. And in the devnull is a special file, but it won't actually do anything meaningful. So checkpoint 1 or checkpoint action, which is to execute the bench shell. So this option tells tar to execute the command bench shell, which is a shell whenever it reaches a checkpoint. Since the checkpoint happened immediately after the first file, this triggers the execution of bin shell. The effect of checkpoint action: normally checkpoint action is used to trigger specific actions such as printing messages, creating files, etc. at checkpoints. By using exec bin shell, you are telling tar to execute the shell at the first checkpoint. So result, when the checkpoint is reached, which is after the first file, bin shell is executed as the root user because of sudo, resulting in the spawning of a new shell with root privileges. This shell gives you a privileged access, allowing you to execute command as if you were the root user. Hopefully with this, you guys have a better understanding of what the command is doing. So that's pretty much it, guys. This was a very short and easy rule, and it's free on Tryhackme. You don't need to pay money to give this a try. So that's about it. So with this rule, we run nmap, find open ports, and we check the web page, and we saw a message, and then we looked at the FTP server they have, and the message was found with a username. We were able to use Hydra to brute force the password for the user, Lynn, and then with the password found, we were able to log in as Lynn through SSH and found the first flag, and then we were able to use tar, exploit tar to get a root shell, not really a root shell, but a shell with privileged access to get the last flag by running the tar cf devnull checkpoint 1 checkpoint action execute bin shell and get the last flag. So while this was very easy, but it's something different. So the reason I'm doing these boxes is to get more practice and more comfortable with those type of box. So when it's time for me to go for my Pentest Plus or for my OSCP, I'm more familiar with doing them. So eventually I will move to Hack the Box, but for now I'm sticking to Tryhackme. So until next time, guys, later. Okay, bye bye.